Alrighty, here we are. This is Sean with Gas Analysis Service. We're at a location where we're going to do some sampling, get a quick gas sample. It's one of our monthly samples, so I know where our sample point is. One of the first things we want to do on any sample is we're going to open our valve, make sure we have no condensate, any water, any kind of moisture that would dictate a bad sample. So we're going to go ahead and crack it. We've got no fluid, so that's good. We have a H2S monitor that we'll take H2S readings with. And I forgot to turn that on, so we'll get that turned on. Next thing we're going to do is check our pressure. We always check our samples with PSIG, which is off of a gauge. Go ahead and open this up. And we have 165 PSIG. Close that off. Make sure your valve's closed before you pull your gauge off. And our H2S monitor is ready to go. This is basically just the calibration unit that's going to blow our gas sample over our filter and give us a reading. And we just open it up a little bit, make sure we got gas flow over the monitor, and we'll check it for about 30 seconds. Make sure we don't have any H2S, or if we do have H2S, we'll notate it on our card. Right now our H2S is climbing. We are at 2 parts per million. Drop back down to 1. And so for a majority of our 30-second test here, we are at 1 parts per million. That's what we will call it. Next step, go ahead and get your sample bottle ready. What we're going to do is we're going to crack this. And what we're doing is purging any air that's in this fitting right here and any air that's in our valve. Crack that just a little bit, kind of leave it to the side a little bit, let it purge that air out. And then go ahead and thread our bottle on. At this time, you also want to open your valve a little bit more if you have no condensate or liquid of any sort. If you do, just crack that. Just barely crack it so that you're getting gas flow but not all the liquid to go with it. Right here, we're threading on our pigtail, which will do our bleeding. And we'll open our bottom valve. We have pressure now to this valve. We're going to go ahead and open that up. Now we have pressure all the way to the end of our pigtail. And we're going to close our bottom valve, isolating this pressure, and we're going to purge this bottle. And the purge cycle is dictated by the pressure. And with this, I do believe it is 4 purge cycles for this pressure. There's purge cycle number 2. Purge cycle number 3. On the end of this valve, we do have a restriction to slow the gas down and not let any air back into the system. If per se any air were to get back in the system, what this coil right here does is it traps the air right here, not letting it back into the bottle. So we're closed there. We're going to go ahead and purge this out again. Open it up. And this is our 4th purge right here. I use my fingers to kind of help me tell where my gas pressure is and not to bleed it completely dry, but pretty much get all of our gas out. And there we go. We're going to open our bottom valve one more time. We're going to close our top valve, isolate it. Bottom valve is now closed, and our valve for our sample is closed. What I like to do is go ahead and bleed off my pigtail, releases any pressure that's in the pigtail itself. We'll go ahead and unthread. unthread our sample. Next thing to do is you can use water or you can use spit. And this is a perfect bottle right here. I can feel it pressing against my finger. We have a bad seat in this one. If this ever happens to you, you have two options. If you have a spare bottle that you can retake this sample with, go ahead and throw it in the spare bottle. Let us know which valve is bad on this bottle. Or if you don't have a spare bottle, go ahead and thread tape it. When you put your cap on really tight. Notate it. Let us know. That way, when we get our bottles ready to run, we know that there's a leaking valve right here, and to not take the cap off until we're ready to run it. That way there's no loss of sample, and you don't have to come back out and get your sample again. And that covers us for now. I'm going to go ahead and turn the video off and grab my other sample since this bottle's bad.